Ready, hit, go. All right. Welcome back, everyone. I'm Dan. Joining me is Josh. We're going to go over Token 2049. It's coming up next month in Singapore. We're excited to go, and there's going to be a lot of events. So, we're going to be bringing you all the pre alpha by looking at who's sponsoring, who's spending money there, and the side events because they're all paying for people's attention. And this could be the start of a bigger campaign in the future. So, we want to see where people are spending their money, who's going to attract that attention, who could potentially move the markets. Josh, how you doing today?
Doing well, doing well. Thank you very much. Thank you for having me. My bad, had to just run and grab my charger real quick. But as you mentioned, a lot of exciting things are about to go down in the IRL crypto space. I'm actually about to embark on pretty much a 2-month conference tour almost, starting with Bali with Sui. I'm super excited about. But Token 2049, I like conferences and events. You can kind of gauge one thing me and Dan like to do. We can kind of gauge how much money a crypto project has by the quality of their events and their side events, how much food is provided, how much free drinks do they provide, what's the venue like, and you can tell the projects that are, that have that runway to spend a lot on marketing and events. We've seen some really cool ones, and we've seen some like we can tell, okay, they're a little bit tight on expendable funds for things like this. So it's fun to be able to gauge a project like that.
Absolutely. We got, I want to bring that up in a second. Maverick,
Okay.
we're poor, but we're rich in friendship. This is the crypto community. We're rich in friendship. As you can tell
That's
from like
right.
the channel and stuff, like we're working, we're trying to get richer, but we're
Yeah.
not willing to sacrifice the community. So we're here for you guys, but we want to talk about these different opportunities. Now, Josh, back in December when we met up for Taipei Blockchain Week, we were looking at Aether, and Aether had a side event, and we even called it back then. If they don't have a good side event, if they're kind of like nickel and diming the experience, it could be a sign that bad times to come. So we
Yep.
said Aether could potentially be the top back in December, and look at the chart. Peaked December, right around Taipei Blockchain Week.
We called it. That was
Yes.
literally right on the money. And you can tell they raised so much money back when they were doing their node sale. They did all sorts of different private rounds. They had VCs involved, huge community raise. They sold these NFTs, these checker notes, and they have so much money raised. And then how it reminded me of how their side event was when we went, right? I'm
I
pretty
didn't
sure we
go.
were,
You and Kevin went to the side event, but I didn't feel like going because
yes.
I don't go to like nightclubs and stuff. But you told me that it was a one
I was
drink
on
minute total. You got one drink and like that's it.
It was one drink minimum. Secondly, it wasn't an official Aether
One
club
drink
night.
maximum. One drink maximum.
Was maximum. But funny enough, like you didn't really see them anywhere. Like a lot of people that were in that party event that I thought was an Aether event were just regular party goers and people who didn't even know what crypto was. They said, "What's Bitcoin?" I'm like, "Oh, that's so interesting." So they kind of, I guess, maybe they had like their own booth or something like that, and it just said Aether, and then they promoted it as their thing. But that was, I remember, we said, "Hey, this is a red flag. They have all this money, and they're not putting together like a better event." That was pretty interesting, but it's a cool way to gauge.
Exactly. Yes, exactly. It is a great way to gauge, like, all right, if they're, scaling back, if they're like really desperate for partnerships at these events, it's like a sniff test. You're like, all right,
Yeah,
how fresh is this food? How fresh is this
yeah.
crypto? Where are they going?
It's a vibe check. It's a good vibe check for
Yes.
sure. So I'm excited for Token 2049 Singapore. I've been to Token 2049 Dubai twice now. I haven't been to Singapore. I've been meaning to go this year. Finally, we're going to get a chance to attend and see all the side events. And it's cool to kind of look under the hood of some of these projects, talk with some of the members of the team. They're usually present, see some of their events, and just get like a more in-depth understanding of some of these projects. It's always good value. And of course, we're going to come back on here and tell you guys everything that we learned and found out. So I'm excited for that.
Absolutely. For Maverick, do you spend your own money to travel to conferences or are you guys sponsored? I spend money. I spend like way too much money. Like it's a negative EV for the last few years. Token 2049 is probably my last big conference for this year. But
Okay.
some of these are great for learning potential new opportunities, potential partnerships, collabs, meeting people. I met Josh at an event. I've met like other content creators that I'm friends with at events. So it's kind of like another vibe check. It's like if you talk to some
Yeah.
projects, you find out they're hiring, that they're marketing more aggressively. You're like, all right, they're going to get some attention. This could create some potential opportunities.
100%, 100%. And especially if you're doing things like content, if you're building in crypto, like think about it. People who are traveling from wherever they are in the world to one place about a crypto event, chances are they're very serious about crypto. Chances are they have some good resources, some good information, a good network. And then it's a chance to pretty much go ahead and expand your crypto career and expand your network in crypto. So I feel like, yes, it can be negative EV, but I feel like overall it's positive EV when things like even meeting Dan, right? And you see we go
Mhm.
live all the time. We're building things. There's some partners that end up coming into fruition even like a year after you may have met them. So if you're serious about crypto and building in crypto, definitely recommend conferences. Not all of them, to your question, do we pay for them or are they sponsored? Not all of them. We definitely spend money. We definitely spend good money. It's
Yeah,
not cheap to travel and things in between. Some of them we do get some perks here and there,
like
but
free tickets for some
yeah,
events, like, but we have to make content about it. So
yeah,
speaking of that, Token 2049, we have some content requirements to talk about the event. So that's another great reason of having this stream. It's like who's going to Token 2049, who's sponsoring it, where are those opportunities?
100%. I'm looking forward to it. And you get just there's just so much to learn. And there's quite a lot to gain, in my opinion, from projects you're interested in to other users and what they're doing. I know some very interesting crypto strategies and just different ecosystems that I didn't know about. I would learn from meeting people and being introduced to it. So it's always a good
Yeah,
thing. The more you
like
know.
for example, like last year, Token 2049 Singapore, there was an XRP Ledger booth. I got to speak to some people there to find out what's going on, and you know, not much, but it was great to actually ask somebody to be able to get that upfront news. And I was like, all right, well, I
Yeah.
guess that thing that's on every blockchain is also on this blockchain.
Exactly, exactly. Or another good example is Zeus, right? At Taipei
Mhm.
Blockchain Week last year, Dan and I, and as well as the Coinsider channel, had like a 5 hour mega stream, live stream, where a bunch of different founders were coming to our booth for some quick interviews and learning about their project. And we discovered a few interesting ones, including Zeus on Solana. They're bringing Bitcoin onto Solana, and we wanted to buy right then and there. It was very bullish from what we were hearing, and then pretty much we didn't end up doing it and it ended up going on a run, if you remember that pump that it had. I think
Yeah,
it corrected since, but things like that, right? We would have never I would have never heard about it otherwise at the time, at least, and could have potentially made a play on that. So
that's true. There's a lot of short-term opportunities. There's a lot of alpha. Sometimes there's some like insider news, and
yeah.
that's what we want to go for. We want to like
Exactly.
create those opportunities.
Exactly, the insider news. So conferences, people are, they're feeling good, they're there representing their project, they're there to build. So you can talk to some of the founders and actually, like Dan just said, get some insider information. I know we met the Potato Finance founder back in Dubai, gave us some information. We met the Zeus founder, gave us some information. These are still regular people like you and I. So if you hit it off and you're networking well, you could get some information that's not public yet and position yourself, as
Yeah.
as we see all the time in crypto, the insiders a lot of the time are the ones who make out the best.
Yeah, so we're trying to position that way. From like the SWE event in Dubai, we found out like, all right, who's building on there, who's gonna have some potential airdrops, and that's just also great content to provide to you guys. So let us know if there's any specific content you want us to cover while we're out there, or if you'd be interested in like a live stream. Like we might do a live. We can manage it.
100%, 100%. You are stuttering just a little bit on your connection. Yeah, it's frozen for me. I'm not sure if it's like that for everybody else, and I can't really hear you. However,
Damn, right. Going on uh, with the slow internet connection.
okay, I'll try to carry on from what you were just saying. Hopefully, we
Mhm.
can Dan gets his connection back up and running. So there is some fun content that we want to do in Bali. We're actually meeting with some of the top KOLs within the Sui ecosystem. We're all going to Bali basically, and pretty much someone says Zeus is a scammer, and pretty much, we're going to be creating fun content live. A lot of audio pops live in Bali, like boots on the ground. So we want to do different things. We don't want to just create regular, boring content. We want to do fun stuff. We want to do stuff that the community can really enjoy and get behind. So if you guys have any ideas, feel free to drop them in the comments. We want to sort of think out of the box when it comes to this.
Absolutely. So if you guys have any fun ideas, something out of the box, we're up to trying a few different things. I got some interesting situations to put people into. uh Maverick, most KOLs are scammers. There's probably
True.
going to be some people who do not want to be doxxed. We're probably going to ask, like, hey, can I film you? If they say absolutely not, like, oh, that's a red flag.
Red flag right away. Because a lot
Yeah.
of these KOLs are Twitter accounts that aren't necessarily
And
docs like Dan and I,
yeah.
right? That are fully anon. And
Yeah.
Mr. No Code Hustle, you're thinking of the wrong Zeus. You're thinking of Zeus from Olympus Dow. You're thinking of Zeus from Olympus Dow because I see that you mentioned Olympus later on. But this is a different Zeus. This is Zeus on Solana, which was a Bitcoin project, bringing Bitcoin on to Solana. The Zeus you're talking about is from Olympus DAO, which was a really fun project back in the day. Of course, Ponzi-nomic style. And yeah, that was a big game of musical chairs. I do remember those days. And yeah, Zeus he's actually still active. I'm pretty sure he's just using a different alias, but that was a huge Ponzi. And yeah, I won't speak too much on that. I have heard some things about where he's building, but yeah, man, that was a crazy time, and this is a different project. Thought I
Always,
would just
always
mention.
extracting. Let's
Yeah.
see. Sajin, do you think BTC Fi NFT will be worth more than the potato lands? I didn't know there was a BTC Fi NFT, actually. I thought you just meant BTC Fi in general. There's a few
Mm.
projects like Lombard Finance building on multiple chains, including Sui, but could be a thing. We'll see. It's always hard to tell, like Maverick, do you guys hold any NFTs? I am holding a few. None of them are like killing it. So
Yeah.
maybe we'll have to make like our own free mint and create our own community that way, which have some things in the works, but a lot of fires burning right now.
100%. I hold a few NFTs. I have some steady teddies. I have some Genesis, farming the OpenSea airdrop. And I do see the NFT market making a comeback soon, but I'm not heavily positioned. Like I don't have any of like the quote unquote grails. Is that what they call them? The grails
Mhm.
or like the
There's only a
heavyweight
handful
ones?
of those.
There's only a handful of grails, but I don't have like let's say the any of the A-listers at the moment. I used to hold a
Yeah.
mutant ape, but I don't have a board ape. I don't have a Pudgy or an Azuki at the moment. I used to have an Azuki Elemental and a few different other ones, but I don't have a lot of exposure there now. But I think that is a good place to be doing research right now, in my opinion.
Could be. I'd rather be liquid. I know it's
Me too.
it's just so hard for these NFTs to really gain traction and build out these communities. Yeah, we've seen a lot of there's a lot more challenges this cycle than last cycle.
100%, 100%. I still think there is definitely going to be some sort of search for it, but it's going to be a lot more focused now that there's just so many different blockchains. NFTs just fragmented across so many different blockchains and so many more projects than there were before. I think it'll be just a little bit more focused pumps across a few different communities, but overall, I think NFTs are a good place to do research. But I like what you said. It's better to be liquid, and I'd rather be liquid as
Yeah.
well. But one thing you're seeing on most NFT marketplaces nowadays is they would have, their those buy orders would be sort of like liquidity. They have like a sell now price. So it keeps
Mhm.
you somewhat being able to liquidate depending on the project and how
Take
much
that
like
20%
demand there
hit.
is
Yeah.
for it. Yeah, usually there's exactly like 5 to 20% discrepancy from the actual floor price than the bids.
Yeah.
That's always going to be that way. But they're doing that to, I guess, try to answer that liquidity issue that you mentioned.
Yeah, everyone's going to place a bid. That's kind of like the NFT trading strategy where you'll like bid 20% below the floor price. If you catch a bid, then you you list at that floor price. So you hit that 20% minus fees, which would be probably close to 20% again.
Yeah, by the end of it, with the royalties, right, and things like that.
Yeah.
Yeah, potentially. But yeah, that's an interesting strategy. I'm not overweight or heavily in NFTs. Hello, wings winged. But yeah, that's my take on it.
Maverick, I think one of the better people are just better off holding BTC instead of trying to find the next 20x gem. I agree with that just because I've lost so much in speculating in altcoins that I'm turning into a maxi for like at least Bitcoin and Ethereum. I'm still a maxi on SWI and new experiences, but a majority of my portfolio are in those longer term bets now because the short term bets have rugged me already.
Yeah, it's been a tough time as far as alt season hasn't really properly happened yet, and so that's why it's been tough with alts. But that'll change you into a BTC maxi, and honestly, that's not a bad thing in my opinion,
It's
right?
not, yeah.
Stable growth, and it's in comparison to other asset classes, it's still very explosive growth. As far as just return, year on year return over any long period of time, Bitcoin pretty much outperformed everything. So that's honestly not a bad way to be. But I have a heart for the trenches in the game. I feel like I do it for the love of the game. So I love the altcoins,
It's
the
addicting.
research, the
Yeah.
process, the airdrops,
You want to
all
be
these
right. I
different
love
things.
it too. Like it feels good to be right.
It feels good to be right, and of course it's a higher risk, but of course higher return as well. I've been able to experience in the past the explosive growth and the potential to earn in crypto when something truly has a lot of hype sentiment and like good distribution, things like that. So I still believe in it, and I still believe there are those 20x and 100x's out there. Not just believe, but there are 20x and 100x's that still come out every single week. And placing looking in the right places, trading the right way, having the right strategies, I do believe you can definitely still hit those. So I never let myself get taken out the game completely, but I like rotating big gains from, I guess these more obscure projects back, of course, into Bitcoin, Ethereum that you'll never touch, right? So
Absolutely. Now we gotta talk about Token 2049 because we need some clips.
yes,
So we gotta
yes,
create
indeed.
some content. All right, so guys, this is what you can expect if you are a Token 2049 attendee this year, and they keep adding stuff. It's very entertaining. So a preview of what to expect: networking in meeting rooms, lounges, networking drinks, or pickleball court. Yes, they had a pickleball court last year. Not a lot of people were using it because we're crypto nerds and don't play pickleball, but there were some people playing last year. Energize, cold plunges, sauna mats, and our signature hodl bar. Have you done any of these, Josh?
I did the hodl pull-up bar. I didn't win. I thought I'd be able to place. I think I can't remember where I placed, but I was top 5, but I didn't bring home the prize. So I
Did
believe
you
that's the
win
one where
anything?
you hold on.
Yeah.
No, I didn't
hmm
win anything. Actually, I got a hat. I ended up just
That's
getting
not
a
worth
hat,
it.
but that's not worth it. But yeah, you hold on to the pull-up bar, and the longer you hold, the better. Of course, you want to get over the allotted time. Whoever holds the longest gets the record, and I think they win some crypto, something like that. But I like these fun little things that they throw in to keep
Yeah.
it engaging, to keep it fun. Token 2049 Dubai, they had the zip lining, like the little base jump thing. So I thought that was cool.
Yeah, and this year they're going to have a zip line in Singapore too for the first time,
Oh,
and you're
it's
going to
back.
zip line across the exhibition floor. So that should be very interesting.
Yeah, I think that's gonna
That
be
should be
cool.
an experience. I'll do that just because it's indoors, it's air conditioned. I'm in.
You're in. Dubai was too hot. You're like, forget
Yeah,
that. I'm not climbing those
it
stairs.
was
It was
painful just to be
scorching
outside.
hot.
Yeah.
Yeah, by the time I got to the top of the tower to do the zip line, like I was like burning, and just drenched in sweat. So this should be better with the AC. But that's fun. I like how they include those things. They have like, ice cream bars. They have all these
Yeah.
different food. They have all these different fun things around the conference, like not crypto related, ziplining, pickleball
Hon-
activities. They
Honestly,
have basketball.
yeah, it's closer to a carnival than like a tech conference, really.
Yeah, and I think that's fun. I like that approach a lot.
Hmm.
It's kind of meeting new people. Some people could feel very uncomfortable, awkward. So I feel like fun things like that maybe sort of takes the edge off and loosens people up a little bit to be able to network.
Right. And they're also going to have a climbing wall. They've had this in previous events at Singapore and Dubai in the past. I normally don't do that because I'm not trying to hurt myself during that week since there's a lot of stuff happening. But yes,
Right,
you can climb a wall within the exhibition hall.
that's fun.
Now,
What
there's
is the
also
prize for that?
massages. I've done massages the last few years. It's great. It's free. You get a free 15-minute massage, and that's like one of the better things about the event for me.
Especially after you're walking all day or all week,
Yeah,
right?
absolutely. And then we
That's a nice
got
touch.
coconut smoothies, elevated eats. There's going to be coffee, drinks, bubble tea, every kind of beverage possible. And then the side events are going to hold even more stuff.
You know what? One thing I do have to say about Token 2049, I've always loved the food. Every year that I've been there,
It's
the food
pretty
is really,
good.
really good compared to other conferences. When you're feeding a massive amount of people, a lot of the times, companies may cheap out a little bit. Just like think about like resort food, the quality of that versus like restaurant food, right? I felt
Mhm.
like Token 2049 was closer to that, like restaurant food level than the resort level, if you know what I'm saying. So just
Yeah.
higher quality stuff. I like the attention to detail they put in. They definitely spend a lot, get some great sponsors, and overall deliver a good conference. Like you said, it's almost like a carnival at that point. They have all
Yeah,
these extra
it
fun
is.
things.
Yeah, you have the carnival stuff, and then you have the more like gourmet buffet.
Yeah, 100%. And then sprinkle some crypto in there, and it's a good event. So I'm looking forward to that. You never know who you're gonna see, who you're gonna meet, what you're gonna learn. So I definitely recommend if you're serious about crypto, consider Token 2049. Whether this year or next year, they're in Singapore and in Dubai, so it's always a good one.
All right, let's see who's spending money. Let's take a look at the sponsors. So
Okay,
2025 title sponsors, mostly exchanges, mostly exchanges. 5 out of 8 of these are crypto exchanges. We have OKX, Blowfin, Coinbase, which is pretty new. Like normally they don't sponsor conferences. BingX
I've
and
never, yeah,
BitGet.
nice. So of course you see exchanges now. Exchanges when it comes to crypto companies and projects, exchanges literally have the most money. If you think about how
Yeah,
much they earn from fees, from perps, and all these different things, so you see them sometimes sponsoring some insane amounts of capital into their events, into their marketing, into just different initiatives. So exchanges always you see among the top, and of course maybe a chain. You see Tron there as well. So
yeah,
that's yeah.
yeah.
You got
So
Blowfin,
yeah,
BingX.
we got Tron, which is a blockchain. It's pretty big, but I just don't hear much about them. I'm not in the algorithm. Are you guys hearing anything about Tron? Are you hearing anything, Josh?
Well, Justin Sun, of course, he has a way of, maintaining relevance. He's been the main character in crypto a few different times. I feel like his name is almost bigger than Tron at this point sometimes, but
It
I
is,
feel like
yeah,
Tron has a chance just because of him and who he is, even though he does some funny business. I feel like has stood the test of time to some degree. It has been through the bear market and come out through the bull market, and they of course had Sundog or Sun Pump. Their
yeah.
pump fund competitor kind of fizzled
Dude,
out, but there was a hype wave there, and yeah,
honestly,
as you can
not
see,
that
some
bad. Honestly,
pretty
really
good. And
good.
so
Yeah,
I feel like Justin Sun and Tron will always maintain some degree of relevance, so it doesn't hurt to have some exposure there. And some DGen plays sometimes emerge from the Tron ecosystem. So
yeah. Like
although
it's
Tron on
actually
your
pretty
algo,
shocking
I
to
wouldn't
me.
say it's dead. Yeah.
Like for me, looking at this, it's actually pretty shocking. I did not know they were at an all-time high. That they've outperformed most other cryptocurrencies,
Yeah.
and maybe we got to look into that. Guys, let us know if you in the Tron ecosystem and
They've been going strong. They've been
Yeah.
going strong.
The other ones, DWF Labs in Maryland. So facilitate that. These men have no idea what this is. Do you guys know what
I
mesh is?
have no idea what mesh is. You are starting to break up again, by the way. I'm not sure if it's just on my end or if it's for you. I'm not sure what you did last time, but it worked. You're currently frozen and I can't hear you. But I have not heard of mesh, blowfin, and all the rest of them, of course. All right. Looks like we've lost Dan for now. He's getting his connection back up. But as you can see, we have these different exchanges, different crypto projects will go ahead and sponsor these events. They would have different booths, they'd have different things that they would have already put on.
Oh, okay,
We got Dan
back.
back.
Oh,
You
glad
found
I'm
mesh.
glad we kept it going. How am I
Yeah.
sounding? How's this?
You sound good. You're back.
All right. All right. Unstable internet. Everyone is online at night in my apartment and can't do anything. So I wanted
Good.
to
It's
take
good
a
to
look
have
at
you back.
mesh. Oh yeah, I'm lagging. We're out of sync.
Buffering. So mesh payments platform looks like a payments processor.
Yeah, I'm not familiar with them, but if they're a title sponsor, they spent at least 50 grand for that.
Yeah.
So when we think of that, like, all right, yeah, go ahead.
No, go ahead. After you. I think we had a little bit of lag going on right now.
We do. Sorry about that, guys. It's just bad internet sometimes at night, and yeah, we're gonna keep trying to make this happen. But when we're looking at these projects that are title sponsors, they're spending the most to get the most attention, and it's understandable that you have Coinbase, Tron, other crypto exchanges because they have the money to do that. But when you have something that doesn't have that kind of revenue, that raises some flags like, all right, should we look into this? Is this something that is going to create an opportunity? Are they going to have like a big marketing push to like really drive attention to their products? Because I haven't heard about them. They've recently raised money. Mesh secures an $82 million in their Series B financing.
Okay, well, I think out of the 82 mil, they were able to, they were able to afford, I guess, probably maybe 20, 30, 50 grand. I think doesn't hurt too much to go and get some more attention at these conferences and spread more brand awareness is what it looks like. And you see some of the partners they have there in the middle, MetaMask, PayPal, CoinDesk, it looks like to the right. So those are not small fish by any means. So I think this makes sense for Mesh. It's interesting. The first global crypto payments network. I feel like everyone kind of says this, so I'm not sure exactly how that works in practice.
I have no idea what like that might be intentional, but it looks like it's more of an institutional product. It's not for like retail users.
Okay, maybe they're providing crypto rails for existing Web2 businesses or TradFi to some degree. But that's interesting.
It could be. It's just not for us. That's fine. It's not for retail. A lot of these conferences, big money moves around, and that's targeting. They're not necessarily targeting us, the regular.
Exactly. And big money moves around. There's definitely big money in the building when you're at these conferences. And a lot of these projects are looking for partnerships and to do deals with some of these investors, with some of these existing successful projects. So that's cool to witness, to be there. But as you mentioned, it's definitely less retail oriented a lot of the times, especially even these side events as well. Opportunities for different projects to get to know each other, potentially work together.
Yes, absolutely. And then, further down, Meta Earth, Space Coin. I remember they both had pretty big booths last time in Dubai, but I didn't really find out what it is. Did you talk to these guys?
No, but I remember the Space Coin had a crazy. I wonder how much they spent. They had to have been the number one sponsor in Dubai because their booth was like an entire. I don't know what's even the word for it. Like section. It was the biggest.
It was
one.
like
They had all these effects.
It was his own little city.
It was a mini city. It was its own little
Yeah.
city, and then they did the same thing in Toronto when they came to Toronto
Oh,
for consensus. So they definitely are
dang.
spending
So
a lot of money, have raised a lot of money. I wonder what they're even about. I haven't looked into that.
yeah. So they're going to consensus. They're going to all the token 2049s. They're spending a bunch of money. The world's first DPIN powered. I'm out. I'm out as soon as I saw this.
That gives me PTSD from Aether.
God, they didn't spend any money on this website, or my internet is slow. I don't
Apparently,
know. We'll have to wait.
they're having an airdrop. I see at the top.
Oh yeah, my internet is terribly slow, as
It's
you
your
can see.
internet.
Yeah.
Oh, okay, just loading up.
Look how bad.
Physically decentralized by using a constellation of small LEO satellites to create a global 5G network. I can't read the rest because your name's covering it. But wow. This physical decentralization eliminates reliance on central authorities, reducing censorship risks and service outages while ensuring coverage in remote areas. So, like you see, I guess, with um, Elon Musk satellite Wi-Fi. What was the name of it? Starlink, right? It looks
A
like Starlink and
Starlink
satellite
competitor.
a Starlink competitor. Starlink and satellite Wi-Fi is an emerging sector. I remember when I took a cruise, MSC cruises, you pay for your Wi-Fi. The reason it's so expensive is because it's satellite Wi-Fi. They don't have, of course, towers out at sea for Wi-Fi, so you connect with the satellite Wi-Fi, and it's supposed to be the next big thing. And you see iPhone now, when you can't have service, you can connect to a satellite. So it seems like they're trying to put their hat in the ring, and introduce crypto rails. The question to me is where the crypto comes in, because a lot of initiatives
Right.
like this, it's like, why is there a need for, let's say, a token, or for this to even to be on crypto?
And
That's my initial
launching
thought.
satellites, crazy expensive. Like how realistic is this going to be around the Earth? That's going to be crazy expensive. So
Yeah, I don't
yeah,
even know how to.
it's a big gamble.
Yeah, I don't even know how to look into that. Literally rocket science.
Yeah. By the way, how was your experience using Starlink on that cruise? Was the internet fast? Because I'm assuming so many people were on the same connection.
Yes, actually, I was surprised and impressed with how good the internet was. Of course, at first I was disgruntled, like it better be really good, because it was like
Yeah.
$200, like
Ooh.
for the entire cruise. It was a longer cruise, but $200 for one device.
Yeah.
And that's how they get you. It'd be a good reasonable rate to get onto the cruise, but then all the add-ons, including Wi-Fi, which is something that's just so necessary, right? And
Mm.
especially if I wanted it on two devices, that'd have been like $350, $400.
Oof.
So that was the thing. But I will say the connection was at least good.
Yeah, so I did a cruise earlier this year. I saw the price for the Wi-Fi. I was like, no internet. We're going offline. We're offline for a couple days.
Oh, how much were they charging, if I may ask?
I think it was around 150 to 200, something like that for one device, and it was only a 4 night cruise. So I was like,
Oh, and only a 4 night sailing. Damn.
yeah.
And see,
So
mine was 11 night.
oh, that's tough. That's a tough
Yeah.
one. I was really after day 2. I was like, I kind of need some internet.
Yeah, it's
But I told
tough.
my wife, I was like, we're gonna power through this. We're gonna
Nice. I
just
like that.
do
Live in the
other
moment.
stuff. Yeah, live in the
Yeah,
moment.
live in the moment. Live in the moment. That's nice. That's
But
always good.
but as soon as we got close enough to have reception, we were outside in the cold,
Yeah.
getting that internet connection.
Finally.
Yeah,
Like like starving and you finally get to eat.
yeah,
That's
like
hilarious.
we were finally rescued from being offline. But it was
That's
a
funny.
nice. It was nice to go offline for a little bit.
100%, 100%. Another one that I was just reminded of. Oh, BitUnix, interesting. We could talk more about that
Yeah,
later. But was DeLorean Labs. DeLorean.
they
Whatever ended
sponsored
up
the event.
happening. No, not this one, but they sponsored. They had a big presence at Dubai, and I thought that was it you I was speaking with about DeLorean, the car, and they're getting into the crypto space now. They were one of the big
Yeah,
sponsors there.
I don't know if they were one of the bigger sponsors because I don't think they raised too much. They're like at a $13 million market cap at the
Oh,
moment.
damn.
Um, so I don't think they were a big sponsor, but they do have a pretty strong community. Not me though. I'm not
Yeah.
in this one.
I heard people being pretty disgruntled about it for some reason. Looks like it's down
Yeah.
50% on time. But yeah, so a lot of the times, the reason I bring that up too, and just similar to what we talked about with Space Coin, you'll see different projects come out and throw in crypto rails. Not everything necessarily needs a coin. Not everything necessarily needs to be on crypto. And I feel like when it's not properly done, you see charts that look like that. So
Mhm,
that's
mhm.
always something to keep in mind, in my opinion, because you can, I guess, technically slap crypto on anything. And a lot of projects, the coin doesn't even actually play into the function of the project. So it's one thing I've been
Absolutely.
noticing.
It's a gamble in most situations. A lot of things just don't have the utility for people to get involved, for people to buy the
Mhm.
coin. So we want to find reasons why someone would buy it, and if that's enough for us to start investing in it, or if there's more reasons not to invest in it, maybe we should short it.
Yeah, 100%. 100%. There's going to be some interesting shorting opportunities that come out with all the TGEs happening in the next few weeks and months. September has quite a few, and I'll be covering a lot of them on my X at GPT Joshua if you want to follow along. Some good airdrop guides and some TGE tracking could potentially bring some good shorting opportunities, because a lot of these tokens lose value fast after the TGE and after users claim their tokens, a lot of
Mhm,
them
mhm.
leave the door and don't return. So I feel like some
Absolutely.
easy shorts.
Now, these are the platinum sponsors, again, mostly
Mm,
exchanges or a big blockchain. So, Bitstamp, I think they do options, and that's by Robinhood, Solana, blockchain, Sui, blockchain, CoinW, exchange, Mexi, exchange, Oros, I don't know, KuCoin, exchange, BitUnix, exchange, Weeks, exchange, exchange on, very likely a crypto exchange,
yeah, and it says
The
crypto
open
exchange right
network.
there.
Yeah, so they know it's the moment to attract retail users.
100%. As I mentioned, the exchanges have all the money, right?
Mhm,
So it makes
mhm.
sense that they put out big. BitUnix,
Now,
I see going hard with their marketing and their spending as well. But after you,
oh yeah, yeah. Like these exchanges definitely want content creators. So, I've been approached by a few, and what they're really looking for is, a community and trading volume. So that's kind of what they want. I think that's hard for me because I don't to degen into too many things publicly. I do
mm,
a lot of trading anyway, but
same.
not the best at it because if you were like really good at that, you wouldn't be making content, you wouldn't even share that stuff. But it's like it's hard to do consistently, and I'm too afraid of like losing people money, but I do share some of that
Yeah,
stuff in our Discord, so you guys might be missing out on some stuff.
100% not financial advice. I really do salute and appreciate the more careful approach. Of course, we never want any of our community to lose any money, and I can't say the same about King Capital. Soon I will be making some more DGen calls now that the bull market is starting to heat up a bit and we could potentially see an alt market. But of course, not financial advice. But I'm going to be doing some good research and analysis and putting out a few of my picks for the next few months. I think that's going to be fun to track. Maybe I'm going to get
Yeah,
roasted by Dan in his next Influencer 100X calls
like 10
if it
minutes after
misses,
that
but
video
I'm
comes
feeling
out,
good.
we're going live and like, all right, let's look at what this guy did.
Yeah, so stay tuned for that. Definitely, it's going to be up on my Twitter first, so you're going to want to follow GPT Joshua. But I'm excited for that.
Absolutely. And if you need a disclaimer, Alex Becker or Miles Deutscher, they have like the longest disclaimers. I'd say just take one of
Yeah,
those.
yeah, definitely Chat GPT or get Chat GPT to remix it nice and easy.
No remix. Just swap out the name. It's like they probably have the money for like a legal team to cover them.
Yeah, 100%, nice and easy. So yes, as you're mentioning with exchanges, they're looking for content. And ultimately, they want volume and more users,
Yeah.
right? So what would be your strategy? Let's say you were to take on an exchange for
Mm.
a deal, marketing deal.
So I actually know I've been looking at how other YouTubers do this, and some of them
Okay.
sprinkle it into their content. Like, all right, let's check our portfolio on this exchange. And it's like, all right, this is what we're trading, and then it's like. Later in the video, I was like, "Oh, how are our trading bots doing on Pionex?" And then they do this. Actually, I'm referencing Crypto Banter, and then they have
Mm.
like so many exchanges. I don't know who's
Yes.
yeah, they have so many different partnerships that they're overlapping, and I don't know
Yeah, in one
who
single
in the
show.
community is doing all of it.
Yeah, in one single show, yeah, they'll jump from exchange to exchange. That's clever though. I like what you
It
referenced
is.
there, where it's like, oh, let's check out our bot on Pionex. Oh, looks
Yeah.
like they're doing good. Let's see the short I made the other day on BitGet. Let's go. Let's change the tab. Oh,
Yeah.
looks good. Oh, let's buy some Solana over on Coinbase. Spot. This is what I like to use for spot, of
Yeah.
course. Be sure. So if you want to trade, and then the description must be insane. They have like 7 different
Oh, so many
exchange
links.
affiliate
Yeah.
exchanges in the description.
Absolutely. Yeah. I had a 7x long on Ethereum with Binance and up 46%. That's kind of a
Nice.
okay bet, but I wanted
Good
to I
pump
had
in it.
more orders, they just didn't fill. So yeah, I had a bunch of tiered orders, to buy at um open orders. Hold on, let's see. 30, what price are we at? Oh, we're at like 4600. Yeah, I had open
Dang.
orders at 38, 39, um 4,000. I had a bunch of like limit orders spread out that like I
To
wanted to
try
catch
and
a couple
catch
bids.
knives.
I did not
Yep.
catch it. I did not catch those
Yeah.
knives, but it still went up. I'm
It
happy.
priced you out. Yeah, at
Yeah.
least you do have a position there. It priced you out. That's an interesting strategy. As you guys can see, transparently, Dan showed some of the plays, some of the strategies. I like that strategy of placing limit orders and having those price targets. You can go ahead and do technical analysis, saying
Mhm.
definitely at these levels. So for you guys watching in the chat, that's a good way to go about it. Nice, safe way to go about it. So let's say it would have triggered your order to open. Would that long have been priced out? Is that a strategy of some kind, or would it just open a new long? Not sure where your liquidation
Oh
price
no,
was or what your leverage was. It'll
it'll
add it
add
on.
to my current position and it will change my average buy entry price.
Okay, so lower your average entry.
Mhm, mhm.
Cool, cool.
The market was
Very
a little
good.
volatile. I'm like, I don't want to take too much risk. You
Could
want
we
to only take risk with the right momentum.
facts? Do you think in the future it's ever possible for us to expect a full value Dan futures trading sort of series where you make your trades and we get to watch you trade, or is that
I
something that
mean,
you kind of
honestly,
been away from?
will absolutely be successful if I do that in a bull market. We do that any other time. Who knows?
Who knows? I
Because
guess who knows.
everyone looks like a genius in a bull market. Well, I'll just say that.
Fair say. That is very much true. Okay,
Mhm.
so in just 2 days time, 2 days for me at least, around 3 days time, we will be in Bali among other KOLs. Now, we're there to make content, of course, make connections and network, but we're going to be making content, boots on the ground, live there on the spot in Bali. What are some of your ideas you have of some fun out of the box content we could potentially do with
I
some of
got
these
I
KOLs?
got a couple things, but now that I know that they're like rewarding the best content, I'm like, oh, I don't want the other guys to steal from us. I'm like, oh
Uh,
shit.
Kind
I
of
was
keep it
gonna
under
like share
wraps
it just for
just in
fun.
case.
Yeah,
Just in
I was.
case.
Yeah,
Okay. I think that's better. So you guys just gonna have to stay tuned.
but if you guys have ideas, if there's anything you want to see, or if you have like some example content that you think would be great, share it with us in the comments now or on our Discord in the comments. Engage with the video, stuff like that, because we're gonna have the time and we're competitive. We're competing against a bunch of different creators next week.
Yeah, and we're in it to win it, 100%. So any ideas, go ahead and drop it, as you mentioned, in the comments or at least in the Discord for sure, where we can sort of bounce off some ideas. It'd be a win for the whole off-brand community. So, we love to compete. I love to compete. So it
Yeah,
should be fun too. But I like your
and
idea of not revealing just in case any of the competitors are watching some of our
it could be.
strategies because
Yeah,
yeah,
yeah. Now that I know money's on the line, I was about to like release it for free today. Then I found out like, oh, there's money on the line. These guys are gonna
there's money
steal
on the
this shit.
line. Yeah,
Never
when
mind
there's
then.
money on the line, we got to bring out all the creative juices. That
Yeah,
would be nice to come back from Asia with more money than I spent going. So that wouldn't
yeah,
hurt.
Yeah,
That's the goal.
the market timing is right. Now, we only saw the first two. We saw title sponsors, which is the highest, where you have to pay at least 50 grand. We see
At least
platinum
50
sponsors, maybe
bands.
they're paying like 30 grand or something. I'm just guessing the number. Then
Yeah.
we have gold sponsors. So this is like the other groups that we're going to see on the floor in the exhibition hall. They're going to be sharing their latest news, whatever they're doing, they're building. And this is when we can start looking into some of the smaller projects as well as the silver sponsors. And there's a lot. There's a lot of sponsors. There's going to be a lot of booths at this event.
I was trying to look up the token 2049 sponsor price. They don't publish specific detailed pricing for the sponsored packages, but around the 50,000 range is
Yeah,
what
for the
the
big dog stuff.
for the big dog stuff, which I found very interesting. So you can gauge how much money your project has and how much money your project has to spend. Another thing I like about these conferences, sponsors is a good way to gauge, but also going to of course side events, but also hackathons. I like hackathons because you can see very
Mhm.
very early stage projects and see the winners of hackathons and see which projects are engaging with it. Right. So if there's some big projects, big exchanges engaging with it, or maybe they were the ones that were providing the prize pool or putting on the hackathon. You can get alpha super early on projects that
Mhm.
could end up having success, right? So that's another thing I like to do at conferences to get some alpha.
Yeah, I enjoyed the hackathon we went to at the SWE event last year.
Yes.
We all had different picks. Our Web2 friend definitely picked some of the worst projects, but they were up there for some reason.
Yeah, they were up there at least. That's funny. So yeah, you just never know what you're gonna find out. So definitely ears open. Excited for the adventure. Definitely hackathon is one thing I'm key on, the side events, and of course talking to some of the founders directly. I feel like one thing that's important with these conferences, you can't be shy. Don't be shy. If you see a project or an official or somebody you wanted to go talk to, just go ahead and walk up to them, have confidence, be cool, and you never know the alpha that you'll be able to get from them.
Absolutely. I'm glad Josh is going to be there. He's really good at talking to people. For me, if it's like a stranger, I don't know who they are or what they're doing, and it's like a networking event, I'm not saying anything. I'm like, nah, it's all right.
Right.
Like,
Right.
because I get
And
trapped
then
in
it
these
naturally develops.
conversations. Yeah, I'm like, oh, I can't get. I don't know how to get out of this conversation if it's someone I don't want to talk to.
Fair say. But funny enough, I feel like you're really good at that when you are in the situation, or let's
Yeah,
say they're talking to you. You're very natural with that. I feel like that comes with just from making content for so long. Like you speak well, so I think we'll be a okay. But I think
yeah,
it's a good combo because I
yeah.
like to be bold and go meet new people and like, oh, let's go up to this person, let's interview that person. So I think it's gonna be a fun time. And we're gonna try and make the best content that we can for you guys out of this. So I'm excited for the whole experience. We're gonna do a recap at the end and different things like that.
Yes, and I think at some events, when someone tells me their project and I'm not interested in it, I just stop talking. I'm just like,
Yeah,
mm, I'm out.
that's the tough thing about it because it's not like you see their project name and niche floating
Yes,
above their head, right? So
that's what we
you want to
need.
be.
We need
That's
that.
what we need. I wish there was something like that, maybe some like VR glasses or something like AR
Yeah,
glasses that went ahead and did that because you can get, like you mentioned, trapped in a convo and it's like, damn, like this project sucks and I don't
yeah,
want anything to do with this, but you try not to be rude and stuff like
yeah.
that. So I get your point in that, and it could just make it a little insufferable.
Unless we're live streaming. If we're live streaming and it's like a good clippable moment, yeah, I'm gonna be an asshole just because like it's gonna get
Yeah,
clicks.
it is 100%. Speaking of Taipei blockchain week, do you slash we plan to do it the same style as last year or change it up?
So
Like
they
as far as
offered
the
us a
booth.
booth. They offered us a booth to stream, and I didn't think we needed the whole day. So they
Okay.
offered it for like half a day. We haven't confirmed which day yet. It
Nice.
would either be day 1 or 2. Day 3 is fully in
Okay.
Chinese. I'm gonna pass on that day. So
Okay. I
uh,
didn't know that.
yeah, just a heads up. You get to day
Uh,
3, it's like, what happened? Everyone stopped speaking English.
I had no idea about that. That's interesting that they did that. I like that for the community, but
Yeah, it's
that's
a new
interesting.
twist this year. Before,
Okay.
last year they kind of had like a mix and you wouldn't really know which panels in English or Chinese. Now it's like very straightforward.
Yeah. Well, I definitely would not be there on the third day. I'd have no idea what anyone is saying.
I
But that would be
think,
cool to
yeah.
learn Chinese one day.
Oh, it's tough.
Tough.
So it's easy for some people. For me, it's tough. I was like, too
Yeah.
monotone.
I could see. I could see it being tough for sure.
So yeah, we might
But
stream the whole day there if possible. I'm working on a mobile setup. I got some equipment actually right behind me that I've been testing out. Um, but I think, yeah, it'd be fun if we can have a mobile moving around stream so people can get the experience of being there.
that's it.
We can have like more dynamic experiences. We can do some giveaways and get some alpha. So that is something I'd like to do. And it'd be a good test for Token 2049 later that month if it works out.
Yeah, 100%. I like the idea of a moving setup because
Mhm.
it's very immersive, and you could even see
Yeah.
us meeting people in real time and running into people we know, and just even getting alpha right there on the spot. So kind of brings the community with us. So I think that's interesting as well. I think that's really cool.
And I think that's a fun way for like other communities to join ours, where like, all right, maybe they're supporting a specific project, they're at the event, and they want to stream snipe us to start talking about their project. They can do that.
Yes, I think that's actually really clever, and I think we could set
Hmm.
that up with different projects actually.
Hmm. Hmm. So yeah,
Sweet.
we just went over the sponsors. We're not going to get into all of them, but we can start taking a look at a couple side events that
Okay.
are launching. And I didn't copy this, so I can't adjust some of this. But the side event list has been getting bigger, even though it's still a month away. And you can see these are all free events that we can attend. So if you're not attending Token 2049 and in Singapore during these dates, you can very likely go to these events for free, which has free food, drinks, merch, and other stuff. So this is the real alpha. If you don't want to spend money and you want to get free food and merch, these are the things you have to go to during any type of crypto week.
100%. And I think they're really, that's a good way to actually, like we talked about with Homeless DAO back in the day, if you are
Yes.
traveling on a budget and you are attending a crypto conference week, sign up for as many side events as you can that you're interested in because you're going to get fed. They're going to provide you with some drinks at most of them, and you're
Mhm.
gonna pretty much have a free activity to do while you're traveling. So that's like a little, I won't say hack, but definitely something you want to make sure you're doing if you are traveling on a budget, because you can go ahead and eat for free, which goes a long way, saves you tons of money. Imagine you're eating at restaurants every time, every day that you're traveling. So that is definitely pro tip. And if it's free, the saying goes, if it's free, give me three, right? So
Yeah. I was just thinking about that for a video, but probably can't use homeless. That's gonna be too offensive. If you know,
yeah, true.
if like I dress as a homeless person and like, all right,
Yeah.
hey guys, I'm a homeless person sneaking into events for free food. Let's see where we're going today. And that's the
Let's see how
video.
far
That's
we
the
can get.
TikTok. That could be like really good content.
Would we wear raggedy clothes and everything and see
Yeah,
if we get in?
and like, and when people are like, oh, what do you do in crypto? Everything. Like you just be super generic. You don't know what they're talking about. You just start saying buzzwords. You know, we're innovating, we're raising, we're decentralizing and whatnot. You just like start saying words you don't know.
We're cryptoing, the blockchain,
Yeah.
the cryptography. We do
Yeah.
cryptography.
I think that'd be pretty good. And just to get the reactions.
That will be hilarious. The
Yeah.
one thing that I think could potentially give it away is we have to be pretty, I guess, somewhat slick with the camera. If there's like a
Yeah.
camera directly on, I'll be like, oh, this is a prank, man. Like,
Yeah.
someone. So we need to be
Maybe we have
strategic
another
with this. I think
cameraman. We have a
this will be a
cameraman.
banger. Yeah,
Yeah.
I think we have a
Bring
cameraman.
plastic bags. We start like putting stuff inside.
Yeah. As we're talking, and like we
Yeah.
get
I
the
was like,
reaction,
yeah,
zoom
I
into
do
their
a
face
lot.
and see them
Yeah.
like
Yeah.
yeah. No, I think that'll be really good. I think that'll be
All
really
right.
good.
I think
Maybe
that's what we're gonna do.
ask them for some money, ask them for some
Yeah.
funds to
Hey
raise.
man, you got money? You got money? How much you got right now? Let me get some of
I
that.
think
Let me get some of that.
I think that would be hilarious. I think we probably we definitely get a reaction from whatever event that is organizer.
Yeah.
Like what the heck? So I think that's actually really genius.
All right. Yeah, this is
This
gonna be a
stuff
good
is
one.
coming up soon, so I think I'm gonna write some of these down so that we don't lose them, because I think that's hilarious and a good way for us to get
I'm gonna
content.
wear contacts and like a hat, just so at least I
Yeah,
look different, so I'm not immediately
yeah,
recognizable.
yeah. You're definitely gonna need a disguise because everyone knew who
Mhm.
you were in Dubai.
Yeah, but I normally always look the same. So hat, no
Yeah.
glasses, it's gonna be harder to tell.
Yeah, I had no glasses and we're good.
The,
But
the full
I feel
Clark
like we
Kent
should.
disguise, the reverse
Yeah,
Clark
but I feel like we should get like somewhat raggedy clothes as well. Maybe like a
Kent.
little too big. Maybe just throw a coffee stain or something on the shirt.
I feel like
Um,
I'm a little offended because I feel like you're describing all my regular clothes. I'm
no, man,
like,
not
hey
at
man,
all. You know what
that's
I
just
mean?
how I
Just like,
live.
yeah, or just a hobo getup, or maybe like
Uh,
a oversized flannel,
yeah,
on top of
you mean
like a
I'm
off
gonna
color
throw out a
shirt with a
perfectly
stain.
good shirt with a hole in it and a coffee stain? That shirt's still good.
But yeah, I think that'll be good because I mean, you don't usually see a bunch of people like suited up. Very few people.
Yeah,
You see like maybe a
You-
small handful of people in
but
suits.
people
Yeah, I
spot them
think.
as scammers. If you're wearing a suit at a crypto convention, people assume you're scamming.
Yeah, because you're kind of doing too much. It's a laid back vibe, this whole industry and stuff like that. So to me, it almost definitely looks overdressed sometimes if you're in like a tuxedo at some of these events and conferences. As you mentioned, it gives scammer. It makes me think of the BitConnect conference. Remember the
Mhm.
the BitConnect guy and everything like that. But yeah, I think that'd be really funny. I want to see some. I think the reactions are going to be the best part from some of these founders. Like we just walk right up to an executive from Coinbase or
Yeah,
from an exchange and start pitching our project and just using all these ridiculous buzzwords.
I think that'd be fun. And we want the chat involved too. So maybe we have to say a couple of things that the chat suggests. Maybe
Yeah,
one of us will be filming and in the other guy's ear, it's like, all right, you gotta say this. Chat said you gotta say this. You gotta say this to the guy.
yeah. I think just
Like,
all we need is an earpiece, just one earpiece,
yeah,
and then somebody will be watching the chat and then giving
yeah.
instructions and just giving different strategies. I think that'll be
Yeah,
hilarious.
you gotta say some weird stuff too. Like, hey man, you smell good. You smell good. What are your socks like? What kind of socks do you wear? Can I see? Let me just
Yeah.
take the whole thing off.
Yeah,
Just
let me see.
put them in weird situations.
Yeah, I think that'll be hilarious. I think that'll be hilarious. That's a good. I feel like this is a really good starting point. We're gonna brainstorm off of that, add more stuff.
Mhm.
Again, you guys, we love the suggestions. So just be sure to drop it in the comments or in Discord, and we'll be sure to do some fun stuff like that.
Yeah, it should be good or bad. It might get us canceled. We'll see what happens. We'll try
We'll
to
see what happens.
keep it within the funny range and not go too far or too light.
Yeah. We don't want to get to the point of getting like banned, but I think we'll keep it just perfectly on that threshold, right? Perfectly on that fine line. We're not actually taking away from anything or like directly disrespecting anyone.
Mhm.
It's just a prank.
Yeah, within reason. Okay, I got too many
Within
things
reason.
going on. Went down a bad path there of like different ideas. So,
Stay tuned,
looking
guys.
at
Stay
some,
tuned. It's gonna be
yeah,
juicy.
looking at some other events. So you can see that they're all very similar. Or like, okay, Sonic Summit. So Sonic is having their own side event where they're doing a conference of what's going on in there. Let's take a quick look. Let's see what's going on with Sonic.
We
Sonic
actually
Summit.
got technically invited to speak there. Did you know that?
I did not know that. When did that happen?
Just maybe 2 or 3 days ago, I got hit up
Oh,
on
crazy.
Instagram. Yeah, I
Oh,
got hit up
nice.
on Instagram by one of their, I guess, agents,
Hmm.
um, Paulina, and she is also actually speaking there and invited us to come. But then when I got some more details, I realized that some of the speaking sponsored slots. And I was like, okay, yeah, great. Like I'll
Wait,
talk
we
to
have to
Dan. We'll see
pay?
if we're down to do it. That was exactly. I was like, hold on, what? They're like,
What?
yeah, like it's only this price. I was like, huh?
What?
So yeah, I was like, wait, I thought if anything, maybe you guys paying us. If not, just we would do it for free and have fun with it. But nah. They were actually requesting money for us to go up there and talk. I said nah.
No.
So
Uh-huh.
that's why I never even brought it up to you.
Yeah, you know me well. If we
Yeah.
had to pay for that, I'd be like, and we're up there, we're sitting in a chair. I'm taking that chair home. Like I paid for
Yeah.
this seat.
That's something.
Yeah.
Something. I think it was a few $1,000s. I said nah. I
What?
thought at
Oh
first they were
shit.
coming to pay us.
Yeah.
But the agent wasn't a direct Sonic member. It's someone who does partnerships for them, somewhat of a middleman type of deal. But yeah, I declined that one.
Damn. Should we start fudding Sonic now because of that? They're trying to
Nah,
hit us up.
yeah, so I didn't know that. And then and they're also selling tickets. It's not a free
Oof.
event.
Maybe. We'll see. We'll
It
see what
looks like
happens
they're
there.
cashing in internally and externally.
Yeah. So I'm gonna pass on that. Anything, they mislabeled it here. It says free. It says free in the thing. So
Yeah,
I would not have clicked on that if it said it was $99. So you want to be
no.
careful of that. We only want to sign up for the free events here.
Yeah, totally. Some of the free events are probably even better than these paid events,
Yeah.
like
Did you go
Sonic
to
said.
that golfing one, the driving range last year? I mean in Dubai?
No, I was supposed to. We got caught up and at another event actually. We didn't end up going. But I
Oh,
did
okay.
end up going to Top Golf just on a on an off day, just on a regular day, not for the crypto event. But these look pretty interesting. I remember you did a go-karting one. I wonder if it
I
was back.
did. If I can find it, I'm definitely gonna sign us up for that because that's gonna be a fun experience.
I think
But
that'd
a
be really
lot of
fun.
these look pretty plain. They gotta show what they're doing different to attract people because some people are just gonna sign up for everything and not go. Oh, Sweetfest. Sweetfest is free, and we're gonna go to that. That's gonna be an amazing one.
Nice.
I don't know what's standing
Robotics.
out to anyone here.
Yeah, it's interesting seeing them do some Sweet Fest again, or did you scroll back up? They have another one
Sweetfest should be just be one day.
because there was Sui Fest, and then there's another one when you scroll down lower.
Sweetfest welcome reception,
Welcome
and then
reception.
the
Okay.
main event.
And- Okay, so that's on the same day.
Uh, I guess it's a different day. So that's on Thursday,
Mm.
and the welcome event is on Tuesday.
Ah,
Let me see what that looks
interesting.
like. Let me pop this open just to make sure. But yes, we're big fans of Sui. We're going to Sui Bali for an event. They very likely know me and Josh. I don't think we can play off being homeless there. So it's gonna just
Yeah, I
be
know.
very awkward forcing in that idea.
That's not the one for that. For that, we're gonna do our regular professional content,
Yes.
I assume. But then these other ones, these more generalized ones, Token 2049, I think we could have a lot more fun with. And as far as just doing things like pranks and out the box
Yeah.
stuff.
This
Oh
is,
wow, you're already in.
yeah, I remember I signed up. So you should sign up for this. I'm going to highly recommend it. This is an
I will.
amazing venue, man. This is at the top of the
Oof.
Marina Bay Sands, like Tower 1 or 2, and the
Ooh,
restaurant, amazing food. Some of the best food I've
damn.
ever had at like buffet style. So
Oh man.
this I was like I got to go to this again.
If Dan is saying that, Dan has not taken me to a single bad restaurant ever. If Dan is saying the food is good, just know that the food is good. It's still the best meal
Yeah.
I've ever had in my life. A Joy Taipei, Dan
Mhm.
recommended and brought to the table. Took us out, just unforgettable. To this day, that was still some of the best food I've ever had. And we went to a plethora of other places throughout the crypto week, and every place hit so hard. I had to double back to the what
Din
was it
Tai
called?
Fung.
Then Typhoon, I had to double back. I went back again solo another day, and just everything like that. So I'm already so excited for that, and I'm gonna sign up immediately after this stream because Dan knows good food. I'll tell you this.
Thank you. Yeah, this is gonna be good. Singapore has a lot of great food. This one gonna be free. It's gonna be good food. It's gonna have some of the best views in Singapore. I'm excited to go to this one.
It's gonna be epic. It's gonna be epic. I can't wait. But first up, we got Bali. You've been to Bali before? I've never been to Bali.
I have. I'm I'm not a beach guy. You know, I'm like a
Mhm.
city eating guy. I'm like, I don't take off my shirt. Like, I'm not gonna do that. So,
Okay,
you know, I
perfect.
have like different expectations for travel. I
Right.
thought Bali is great, but getting around the city is tough. They did not design it
Mm.
for the level of tourism that it gets. It's the
Mm.
infrastructure is really just one-way roads where it's like one lane each way. So it can get
Not
into a lot
practical.
of traffic. You have like motorcycles driving on the sidewalk, which means if you're walking on that sidewalk, it's very dangerous. So I
Yeah,
think
watch out.
that's the one thing I don't like. I don't like being in traffic. So, you know, other than that, great resorts, beaches, stuff like that. Um, I already looked at
Food.
so this is how old I am. Like how much I like complaining. I looked at how long it takes to get from the airport to the resort, and it takes like 2 hours in traffic. I'm like, I was like, should I go? Should I
No,
cancel this trip?
no. Of
No,
course not
yeah. I was
cancel,
like, all right,
but
you're already
damn,
going. All these other guys I know are going. But I was like, when they told me the resort, I was like, oh, that's pretty far. That's like a 2 hour ride in traffic.
damn. If you, first of all, yeah, sorry to hear that. That kind of sucks. If you want to pull up this comment, someone just mentioned ETH just hit a new all-time high right now, live on the
Ooh,
stream, which is
new all-time
exciting.
high.
ETH to all-time high now, or they said two all-time high. Let's see if you want to pull that up
Let's see. I'm gonna
this
bring that
stream
up.
as we're talking about that. And I want to hear about what you think about the food at in Bali. I've
I think it's
heard
gonna be
different
good.
things.
I mean, well, we're going to a resort. It's gonna be good, but you know, it's an island. It's hard to get like the freshest
Whoa,
stuff, the freshest meat, the freshest like ingredients. So if you're not eating at the highest end places, the lower end places, you might not get the best value for your experience.
that makes sense. That makes sense. I was reading the reviews on the region, and it was really, really exciting. Are we sitting at a new all-time high right now for ETH?
I don't know. I thought we hit close to 4,800 before. But yeah, it pumped pretty
A new,
good.
new.
Let's see. Let's go with the monthly chart if we can see that. No, just 1 week.
Can't we
Oh,
can't see it
yeah,
on
one
your
month
screen?
here. My screen's kind of limited. It's the monthly chart. I think so. It could be, or it's close to it. It's really close to it.
Let's see. What was the exact? Do you remember the exact number for ETH's all-time high? Sorry, I just have
Let's
another
take a
screen
look.
here.
Coin
So
Market Cap would know.
Coin market cap with notes at 46. Ooh, yes, it actually.
It peaked.
Oh no, it peaked, but it still hasn't officially broken the all-time high, which is
Oh, okay.
48.91, which was 4 years ago. But it's flirting with the all-time high right now.
It's
It's just right
close.
about that same level. Close, not quite yet. To me, this is super exciting. This is a big deal. Oh, it's everyone watching. You guys are still in here. Appreciate y'all. But to me, this is a big deal, and it's what we needed before an actual altcoin season can happen. Remember that ETH is actually the OG godfather of altcoins and of alt seasons, the original chain where tokens could be produced and made like we know them today. And from that, all the L2s and so much other stuff. So I feel like with ETH being dead, that means pretty much all coins were dead. You know, ETH was held down. People were flooding ETH big time earlier on in the year. Now that it's woken up, this is the rising tide that lifts ships per se, because so many tokens are paired to the price of Ethereum. So many tokens that were, let's say, dead in the water or even producing good value were down because ETH is down. Now with ETH moving up, right, that actually brings up the value of every token that's paired to ETH, right? And some of these smaller ones can really be affected in a big way to the upside. So that's always good to see, and I feel like that can start a cascade of a proper alt season and a proper NFT season, because the main NFTs are traded in ETH as well, like Bored Apes, Suzuki's, all those. So I think this is definitely something that's super important to us altcoin traders, and to us, power users and degens, all of the above, meme coin traders and leverage traders, everybody. The market wakes up. I feel like the true altcoin market wakes up outside of Bitcoin when ETH is doing well, and it looks like it's about to break all-time high, hopefully soon. But just even at the levels that it's at right now, very healthy for the rest of the market. And I predict that alts are going to explode in the coming weeks and months. So I'm excited.
Absolutely. If it breaks new all-time high, it's just going to keep pumping. So, exciting. Hopefully it doesn't stall out. I'm hoping
Yeah,
for the best, and hopefully we have a good crypto cycle.
100%. Hopefully, we get into price discovery. I see some predictions coming in here. Some price targets. Six Labs said
Here's our predictions. We
5,500.
have four rockets. Here's our other prediction. We have five rockets, and
And
yeah,
then,
I'm just enjoying these. I like it.
yeah,
We're all
this is
excited.
hilarious. Yeah, take your time.
Yeah. ETH
ETH
maximum
maximum.
6,500, drop below 3,000. We'll see. We have like traditional finance, Tom Lee pushing it so hard with traditional finance. And I love that. I love that he's bullish, that he's making everyone bullish, that he's saying it's going to go to 27,000 by the end of next year. So we're in a good spot. If you're in crypto now, if you're holding anything, it's going to be good.
It's going to be good. A lot of big money chasing ETH right now. A lot of big
Yeah.
money chasing crypto right now, actually, especially ETH and Bitcoin. So, as you mentioned, Tom Lee, all these different funds, all these new TradFi initiatives being built around ETH. Who was it that raised 20 billion or that is raising 20
Yeah,
billion
that's
dollars
Tom Lee's
to
fun
Tom
strat.
Lee, right? Raising
Yeah.
$20 billion just to buy ETH. And they already have some very, very serious treasuries holding a lot of crypto. So the momentum is on our side right now. And I think definitely alt season is going to be really exciting. You see this happening from the top down. Of course, it started with the ETFs and everything like that. A lot of different governments and nations getting involved with crypto, and then ETH ETF, and then so on and so forth. And I feel like the positive effects of that cascade is finally starting to come to fruition, and it's just getting started now.
Yeah, absolutely. So I'm excited to be front running the TradeFi investor, the TradFi
Yeah,
investors to be
yeah.
early. There's no guarantee, but we take on this risk for higher gain. So I'm glad to be in this. I'm glad to be in the crypto with you, Josh, with everyone here in the chat. So yeah, I'm hoping everyone does
100%.
well and it takes calculated risk.
100%. Lots of
Mhm.
value to potentially be earned from this whole market. And the times like this, hopefully, are the times that we've really been waiting for, presenting the opportunities that we need to see in the altcoin markets. So some of those bags, I remember, like you mentioned, you had some bad trades back in the day. Some of those bags, did you keep them just in case altcoin market blesses them?
Of
Or do you just
course,
sell off?
I
Yeah. So
should have.
you
I didn't
you
learn my
just
lesson until this last year.
okay. So
I'm
in
still
case of a
learning my
comeback,
lesson.
there is a
Yeah.
potential. Okay, so you still hold those bags, and in the case of a comeback, you might be able to come back and see, hopefully
Hope
you've
it could
recovered.
happen. Who knows? But the biggest gains, the biggest opportunity is in the ones that are going to attract the most attention. That's
Mm,
who people want
facts.
to invest in. Doge, obviously not the best investment, but it got the most attention, which made it a good investment.
Very well said. Very well
Mhm.
said. Where the attention goes, the money flows. That's
Yes.
one of my new ones right there.
Yeah, like crypto is not like traditional finance. You have to really bet on where the attention is going. Someone in the Discord mentioned earlier that they wanted me to take a look at this project called Go Mining, which does like Bitcoin mining and Bitcoin mining
Okay.
stocks. And I said, that's a tough one. Like, it's going to be hard to get that flow of attention and positive sentiment. And let me just bring that up here, and I kind of brought up some really quick research that it's been underperforming Bitcoin. Bitcoin up 87% on the year, 47% on the year for Riot. For the coin that they mentioned, it was only up 47%. It's been keeping up with other crypto mining projects, but we want to look at what's going to get attention, what has that potential demand, what can bring in new users, new investors, what's going to excite people. So that is
Hmm.
my new strategy of investing in crypto, because we've seen a lot of things don't make sense, but in the moment when it has that attention, it can do well.
100%. You see that all the time in crypto. That was a really, really
Mhm,
good deduction. Betting on the product itself, you want to think even deeper and bet on
mhm,
how will people react to this? Will people get behind this? Will people sort of rally around this? Can a community be
mhm.
made? Can this get hype? Right? You're speculating on how people will speculate on it pretty much.
Yeah.
So more than just because you could have the craziest tech and a bunch of stuff, and it never actually gained that much traction or demand because of
Yeah,
the
and it
hype,
gets
right?
outperformed by like a meme coin that day. You know,
Exactly.
a short time is a good time, by the way. So
Exactly. We are past that 1 hour mark.
it's
I do
yeah.
have to do some things before I pack and get a haircut before Asia. So I'll be hopping off for a bit. I'm not sure if you're gonna
It's
continue
time to
running
call
the
it. It's
stream.
time to call it, guys. This was a great stream. We'll catch you guys in the next one. Let us know in the comments or Discord what you want us to cover next time. And yeah, let's come up with some ideas. I do like the idea of a undercover homeless person sneaking into events
I think
where we
that's
just
gonna
have
be
to
funny.
pretend like we know about crypto but say things that don't make sense.
I think that's gonna be really funny. So you guys
Yeah.
stay tuned for that. And if you have any other fun ideas, let us know in the Discord. Let us know in the comments down below. Be sure to like this to help us push Alpha out and our channel up more and more. Subscribe, of course, to Full Value Dan. And I'll be posting more content on the 0x King Capital YouTube channel if you want to see some more of me. And be sure to follow us on Twitter as well. And we'll catch you in the next episode. Until next time.
Absolutely. And I think Josh is going to be posting some stories from travel. I don't know where they can catch that, if they can somewhere.
Oh, the stories from travel. I'm gonna be
Yeah.
updating both my X, of course, and my YouTube Shorts. YouTube Shorts I've been real active with, but I'm gonna take you guys through my whole POV, even the flight and different things like that. So, looking forward to that. And yeah, stay tuned for more.
Awesome. All right. Catch everyone next time. All right. Now this is the Avengers end scene while I wait for our stream to catch up. And then I'm going to end stream because that's how you do it. All right. Ending stream.